Finally, India has won the T20 World Cup of 2024. And while I have felt a lot of emotions in the last 4 odd days, I think I'll just come down to what I feel right now after processing all that has happened, all the emotions. I think the foremost and strongest emotion or feeling that I, and I'm sure most Indians have at this point, is of relief, is of respite. Because this side was so good all through the past decade, but was unable to clinch any of the ICC titles. Barring the 2021 T20 World Cup, this Indian side made it to the semis and finals of every tournament and were firm favourites in most of them. Yet, pressure seemed to get the better of us, and the team used to panic due to some kind of fear of failure in the big games. But I think this time, we were able to fight it out. The monkey is finally off the back. So many years of not having any ICC trophies. A wait worth 11 long years for all of us fans, in which most of us grew up. I remember I was in class 11th in 2013 when India won its last ICC trophy under MS Dhoni, the Champions Trophy of 2013. And here I am as a 27-year-old in 2024 when I see India finally getting another ICC trophy. It has certainly been emotional, not only for me, but all of us fans, I'm sure. But now that the monkey is off our back, I think the Indian team stands as firm favourites from here itself for the 2025 Champions Trophy, which is supposed to take place in Pakistan, but I have my doubts whether it will truly take place in Pakistan or not. But regardless of where it does take place, the Indian team are the firm favourites in my opinion, because now that the monkey is off the back, they are not going to panic as much when the big day arrives. Whether it's the semi-final or the final, they know that, winning is important, but then people are not going to go crazy that please win this, so many years we haven't won anything. That is off the back. Everyone is going to remember that just 6 months back India won a World Cup, so the pressure is not going to be as much as it has been in the past decade, and I think the fear of failure will be way lesser than it's been so far, and therefore India will be able to perform to their optimum. And if India performs to its optimum, I don't think, apart from Australia, there's any side that can truly compete with India in one-day cricket. So I think the Champions Trophy 2025 could welcome to India, and India could now actually look to clinch all the 3 other ICC trophies, which is the Champions Trophy, the World Test Championship final of 2025 if India makes it to the final, and thereafter the 2027 ICC 50 over World Cup. Yes, which I deem is going to be Virat Kohli's last World Cup, his last tournament. He might just retire after that, but I think he can very well, given the way the team is, he can retire with that World Cup in his hands. Now, talking of this World Cup final, I think it's no less than a fairy tale ending for us. Such a magical end in those 5 overs. I remember South Africa needed 54 of 6 overs, which I felt was very doable for them, because 9 and over, 6 wickets in hand, just last 6 overs. Most teams would fancy their chances. And then comes Akshar Patel, who's bowled very well throughout the tournament, goes for 24 runs. Henrik Klaasen, one of the best players of spin in the world, smashes him for 24. South Africa just need 30 of 30. Then what happens? Jasprit Bumrah comes in, bowls a good over. They now need 26 of 4 overs. But in this over, just before the next over starts, Rishabh Pant seems to have some issues with his knee. I think that is the turning point. That somewhere broke the momentum of the South African innings. And because there was that gap of 2.5 minutes, I think Klaasen also lost his rhythm, and when Hardik Pandya bowled that slower ball on the very first delivery, Klaasen edged it, he was out. That is when the South African side started to panic big time, which is why they couldn't manage 26 of the last 4 overs when they were hammering the Indian bowlers all through their innings. From 27 to win of just 28 deliveries, they were down to 16 of 6. And then I think had Miller hit that 6, it would have become 10 of 5. And then with the muscle memory of that 6 that he would have hit on the first ball of that last over, I think he would have been able to get 10 of those 5 deliveries, and South Africa could have won had it not been for that catch of Surya Kumar Yadav. We've heard a lot from our parents, from our fathers' generations, that 1983 World Cup final was won, or rather the turning point of that final was the catch by Kapil Dev, which dismissed Viv Richards, the great Viv Richards. I think the same goes here. David Miller could have won this match for South Africa had it not been for Surya Kumar Yadav's out of the world catch, which we will remember for ages to come. But I think when it was 30 of 30, I had honestly given up. I had texted my friend that Khatam, Tata, bye bye, goodbye. But I'm so happy to see that India were able to win from there, which was unbelievable, which was incredible. Nobody would have imagined that things would turn out the way they did. But I think a sincere note of thanks to Jasprit Bumrah and of course the entire Indian team for the tireless, relentless efforts they've been putting in all through this tournament and all through all tournaments in the last 1 decade. I think this has given us supreme joy and, as I said, a lot of relief and respite. And before we end, the big learning from this game that it's not over until it's actually over. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.